What is up, my friends? Welcome back to another episode of the Hairdresser Breakdown, where I take hairdressers from all over the world, find reels that they've created on social media, and using Hairdressing Made Easy, our haircutting curriculum, I break these haircuts down. And sometimes it happens rather fast because these reels are edited short and sweet. And so you may hear me talk rather quickly, but I will go back and stabilize what is going on. Now, let's see who our first victim is here. Just kidding. Well, first of all, just being said, these little combs that kind of look like horns, he's really isolating and visually locating the front of her hair at natural fall from the back of her hair at natural fall and where that hair will live on his body. So that is exactly why we might do something like that. But let's see what he's got going on. He's sort of looking at it back to back. Looks like he's going through his consultation right now. He's going, hey, from the bridge of our nose to the jawline, that's going to be our fringe. Our length's going to live there. Through this consultation, it really is a good time for us as hairdressers to understand what's going to be comfortable for our clients. This is called a cutting collar. He's got it on backwards right now, which is kind of interesting, but he's got a triangular section from the top apex to the mid recession on each side. He grabbed a small piece of hair between the arch of the brows and he twists that and cut that, which displaces weight and length at the same time. He's cut from shorter to longer using the hinging technique. He's got an elevation at 45 degrees, continuing to expand out. That cuts the inside of that section slightly shorter than longer. It looks like he is combing the hair straight up, but cutting it from a shorter to a longer point, which is concave layers, usually used in longer haircuts. Oh, that's super, super pretty. Actually, now that I look at the haircut, I think he did flat layers up and through the top because I can see this weight through the bottom and the disconnection between the base of the haircut and the actual shortest, I should say the longest layer, which indicates to me that he did flat layers. Continuing to work this through, she's just checking herself out. And I think more than anything, he's seeing how the haircut is living at natural fall from the blow dry, just making sure that everything makes sense. He's probably getting back into a little personalization there as well. But let me just explain what happens here. So I'm going to break this down as he moves past this point. Again, he's just going through the consultation. This is a great time for us to throw out our ideas, find the energy of our client, see if they resonate with what it is that we're proposing. If they feel good about it, we're going to go from there. So I'm going to pause these as we move through it. So right there, bam. You can see he's got a tiny little what we call micro section that's probably just sort of, he's either just pinched that area or he's taken a little triangular section, probably half inch by an inch, and which I guess is not a true triangle, an inch by an inch by an inch. And then he's twisting that, which displaces weight and length at the same time. As the hair wraps around each other, every time it wraps, it travels a little bit further. When you actually cut it, that, again, displaces weight as you're removing length at the same time. And he's blunt cut that. You see the scissors parallel to the ground. And then he jumps right ahead here. So you can see that it's moving from a shorter point to a longer point. And he probably continued to cut that at natural fall. And then he moves into a hinging technique. He's point cutting all of that. She's got that cute little whip right around her jawline, which is going to be super dope when she throws her hair up. So yeah, just stopping right here. So moving from the fringe there, which is that triangular section, now towards the total width of the section and the total length of it, which wraps right around the jawline. You can see he's elevating that further from the head. He's going right off her cheekbones, which is great. And I would highly recommend that because it really is realistically starting to understand what lives at natural fall. Small little opening and closing of the shears. God, that's whipping just beautifully already. And this is what I couldn't really see what's going on. Looks like he's got that, actually he's got that wrapped around his finger and he's notching into it. That's definitely aggressive, but clearly this gentleman knows what he's doing here. But cutting into it, which displaces a lot of weight within that section, my assumption is she's got a lot of hair and he does that all the way through the ends, which just thins out the ends. And then again, you can't really see, it doesn't show what he's doing in regards to the elevation. Let's get that, there we go, to the elevation. But my assumption is he's going flat from the top of the head. All right, this is one of my homies. He just moved to Tennessee. I've had the opportunity to work with Andrew in the past. He is a magician with everything he does. I mean, truly an artist, whether it's hair cutting or photography, barbering or long hair. This guy, he's just a real deal. And to be honest, I pulled up a video that I haven't seen, so I don't know what Andrew is about to do. So let's see what he's got going on here. It looks like he's separating the front from the back with a radial section. Now he's combing that straight down. He's got a slight bit of elevation from the base of that section, 90 degrees out. Same with this. He's got 90 degrees from the base of the section, which otherwise might be 45 from the surface of it. Now he's got a diagonal back that he's taken to the back of the center of the head and continuing to over direct things back to it. Now he's doing the exact same thing on the second side there. Looks like he's developing like a short little graduated bob, diagonal back as well. Elevation looks like it's slightly at 45 degrees, I'd say. Definitely respecting the elevation from the previous section. He's coming straight down to it, which is going to leave weight on the surface of every section. Well, I guess that's all we're going to see on every section as he moves through it. So he was building a graduated bob. It was moving from a shorter point to a longer point. It was really cool that he started on the sides first. Most graduated bobs that I see are started in the back of the head. So I love that he started on the sides and worked it from there out. The cool thing about starting on the sides is you know exactly where that length's going to live, so there's no surprises. And if your elevation or graduation is slightly off in the back, it might end up being shorter than you want it to be up and through the front, or longer, and then you got to cut it a second time. So props to Andrew. Love you, buddy. Great work. All right. This is a cat out of Russia. I don't know how to say his name. Stebunov. I don't know how to say his name, but his work is legit. Definitely a must follow. Everything this guy does is just so hip and so stylish. Let's see what he's got going here. Internal channel cutting, which displaces weight, respects length. When you cut from the inside out, you're not cutting the length out, but you're cutting the weight out. Continue to move through it. And you see that the hair is back towards the ends of his shear, and he doesn't close the shears all the way. His shear is slightly positioned at an angle. At that angle, that's going to allow shorter to push longer inside the actual haircut. There you go. It's a perfect example of it. That's going to help the hair to whip off the face, clearly displacing weight at the same time. And I think this is looping at this point. Yeah, it is looping at this point. So really cool, dope work out of the UK, out of Russia. And what I love about this, again, is that this is an incredible example of inside out cutting or displacing weight without removing length. And when we cut from the ends in, we're always removing weight and length at the same time, unless we're blunt cutting. So when we cut from the inside out, whether it's channel cutting, which is parallel to the fibers of the hair, or directional channel cutting, which displaces weight and whips the hair in a specific direction at the same time. Yeah, really cool. So we don't see an end result there, it doesn't look like, but let's check out the next video. I think this guy's out of Turkey as well, and he's got that cutting color on backwards. I wonder if he's in the same salon because it looks like the same cutting color. Yeah. They're checking out the picture of what they're going for. He's just basically breaking it down. He's got a flat line parallel to the head. It's cutting it square to the neck. And then I will go back and do this again, but he's got a profile section up and through the top, a triangular fringe. And then he was cutting that fringe at natural fall. And that is really cute curly. I missed the majority of this, so I'm definitely going to go back. He's built a flat line square to the head shape, which leaves a corner behind the back of the ear, leaves additional weight there. Clearly, she's got curly hair. She probably has calyx in it, and it's going to shrink up. I do not know why he did that picture. He drew the picture in the beginning. That's kind of cool, but I don't know why he did it. All right, cool. So flat line right there. You see that? So it's parallel to the ground. She's got her head slightly leaning away, which gets the shoulder out of the way. It's super duper, super smart, cutting it square to the head shape. We've got a triangular section here, which is from the occipital bone to the mastoid process on each side. That is isolating the concave area of the back of the head from the convex area of the head. Chin is towards chest. You can see it in the reflection of the mirror there. And then he had combs, 3 of them. 2 on the sides, 1 on the top. What he's looking at is not the positive space, but the negative space of those combs, which is showing him the transition between the horizontal aspect of the top of the head and the vertical planes of the back of the head. Getting into a fringe here, which doesn't look like it comes from the top apex or the higher point of the head, but maybe a couple inches back. This is based upon density read is my assumption, with 2 diagonal forward sections to the midward section on each side. He's got about an inch width in section there that he is pretty much trying to comb that to 0 degrees, maybe 1 finger's depth right there, and then point cutting that edge to displace length and weight at the same time, and then immediately jumps over to here. So clearly after he finished that little piece, he started building that to a length that fell between the cheek and the jawline, and then he gets into its cool little drawing here. And voila, there it is. There it is. Well done, bro. That looks really dope. I like it curly, which is personal taste. I like it curly more than blown out. She's got a stunning jawline. My goodness. Wow. All right, cool. Here's our 5th video. I just found this video just before this, point cutting in to displace weight. You see that incredible texture that he's building through there? It's just so good. I love that. So clearly this is another detailing photo. Now he's internal channel cutting. So directional channel cutting, like we saw in the other video as well with our friend from Russia, internal or directional channel cutting just displaces weight and length at the same time. Let's go through this a little bit slower. So one thing I love is check out her fringe here. It's all choppy and I'd say inconsistent. Is that a word? There's a lack of consistency in it. His shear at the angle is going to create more irregularity across the line as well. That also pitches the hair. My assumption is when he goes back and does the other side, he's going to have a shear position the opposite way, so it slightly moves towards the temple on each side. She's got such a dope look, and just what a cool haircut. It's like a mixy-pixie sort of deal. Working with the sides in front of her ear there. Yeah, this is the directional channel cutting. That's going to enable that to whip back into the ear there. And just getting into his personalization process. So good. Channel cutting right there in the back to displace more weight. Love it. Love it. Well done. Now, my friends, we are towards the closing video. And this is a fun video. I've already watched it once, not to the very end, but I've already watched it once. I've been following this guy for just a short amount of time, maybe a couple weeks. I don't know where he's from. I feel like it's maybe, I don't even know where it's from, but Rendy is his name. This guy is an artist beyond artist. Enjoy, my friends. There's his next client. He's going to bring his client in. There you go. There's the shop. Mowing it down. He's got, looks like a 2 or 3 guard on it. He's already finished the haircut. This is what I wanted you guys to see. Watch this. This is so sick. Look at this guy. These are the clippings from the haircut that he just did. And like he's got like a little small piece of cardboard or business cards or whatever he's using that he uses to push the hair and arrange the hair. And right now, do you guys have any idea who this is? Any idea who it is? Oh, what happened? Get out of here. Why did that end? Oh, you suck. What happened? Let's see if we can make this come back. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's such a bummer. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to do this. Oh, there he is right there. All right. So we're going to come back in here. Here's his full page. This is the video here. All right, cool. So we're back on. You sort of saw the end result already, which is dope. All this guy does is just mad science, mad science. Like he takes all these little clippings, starts to create. First of all, he's an artist on the front end because he's a dope hairdresser. But then he takes this and magically pushes the hair around to create this end result that's just ridiculous. And I did a video recently, and I didn't know, I hadn't seen it yet, and I did a video, my friend sent it to me, and it ended up being Sid Vicious. It was literally exactly Sid Vicious. I knew it right away as soon as he finished. But here we go, my friends. I think this is the grand unveiling. Look at that. Ronaldo, the GOAT. What? That's so ridiculous. He must spray it with some sort of spray glue afterwards so all the hair stays in place. My friends, true talent there. Thank you so much for listening in to another episode of the Hairdresser Breakdown. Until the next episode, my friends, stay cool. I'll see you then. Matter of fact, I'll see you in class. Peace.